was like, next. He's like, get the fuck out of my chair, fatty.
Yeah. So.
If you can even walk.
Yeah. If you can even lift yourself up.
Roll your fucking motorbike away, bitch. Hey. Welcome back to another episode of
PB&J. We lost it. Sorry.
We were wavering.
No,
I was actually steady.
I was trying. I was trying something different, and it didn't work.
Kind of nailing it.
It didn't pay off. Guys, we have an even bigger live audience today.
2 people.
2! And our first man.
Our first man. And
history
our first
making.
member of the LGBTQIA plus community.
History making.
Let me hear you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is. We made history.
We made herstory.
And of course,
we made they-story.
And we, of course, have our producer, Mackenzie Blakely, in the house.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I like to hear it.
Guys, we're feeling a little crazy, a little zany, and a little zippy on this Saturday night.
Because we've had a week.
Quite the fucking week,
This
bro.
is our 4th day in a row hanging out with each other.
And I ain't sick of you yet, mama.
Not yet. Maybe tomorrow.
Not yet. It could happen.
We've had a big week.
Big old week, as you may know.
You knew what was coming this week. We all knew what was coming this week. And, hey, did it live up to what we wanted? I don't think so.
I can safely and honestly say that West Wilson did not commit a hate crime against me.
And thank God
or
for that.
Jules, or
or
as
any
far
other
as I know,
fatties.
any other fatty in the crowd.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, my hopes and dreams have been achieved.
Yes, your goals was reached.
Yes, and I do apologize, West Wilson, to you and your family for suggesting that you would commit mass crimes against the fatty community.
Yeah.
But I'm still not convinced that you like us.
No, if anything, I'm convinced even more that he doesn't like me.
I mean, I guess, should we just jump right into it?
Let's jump into it. Let's start with Wednesday.
So Wednesday, we went to a screening of the new episode of Summer House.
Yes, and the title of the episode was Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yes.
It was the kickball episode.
Didn't even clue in.
And West and Kyle were in attendance.
We're in the building.
And let me be the first to say, I don't think I've ever seen a person want to be somewhere less than West Wilson at that event.
Yeah.
It was a little bit, how should I say, it felt a little painful to be there.
It was a little disjointed.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I were to look on the positives, we did get to see an episode of Summer House an hour before everyone else.
And we signed an NDA about it.
We did sign an NDA for an hour.
My first NDA.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've signed a few before.
Oh.
So, can't talk about them, obviously. Anyway, so, yeah, we signed an NDA for an hour. And then we got to meet Kyle and Wes.
Yeah, we waited in line for, I want to say, probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then we had about a minute with them, if that, and then I got yelled at. Not by Kyle and West.
No, they were, I mean, Kyle was nice.
Kyle was very nice. Like, we told him that we take Loverboy, or we buy Loverboy.
we take it from the U.S. It's called reparations.
Yeah, we buy Loverboy and then bring it into our country. We did tell him that, and he was like, rock on. He also was like, it's going to come soon to Canada. And I was like, I don't know about that, babe.
I don't think you know what's happening.
Yeah,
here,
I was like, friend. I don't think it is going to come soon to Canada, but I appreciate you still trying.
He was like, oh, guys, like, there's this thing called the LCBO, and they're, like, really hard to get into.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, cool. It's probably harder now. But, no, he was very nice. Like, he was very, like, kind, and I'll say it, he was hotter in person.
Totally. The skinny jeans, like, weren't helping, but it's like, what else is
but
a
he was
40-year-old
wearing
man
like,
gonna do,
He was wearing this, like, cobalt blue sweater that, like, really did wonders for his complexion.
It gave, like, I think it was, like, emulating the Leafs, but it wasn't a Leafs
I think that
cardigan.
was the goal.
Yeah.
West was wearing a Doug Gilmour jersey.
Yeah, and they were both going on and on about Doug Gilmour, and I was like, guys, what are we talking about right now?
You know, well, you famously gave up on your sports.
No.
You said this week that you gave up on your sports.
No, I said that I've been lacking on it. I don't give up on shit. Okay. I'm a Taurus.
So when was the last sports game you watched?
Well, it was the Super Bowl, but...
Okay, so 2 months ago. I watched the hockey
I can renew my commitment whenever I want.
All right, good for you. And I look forward to seeing that. But yeah, they were like fine. Nice to meet them.
You also achieved your goal.
Oh, I did achieve my goal. I told him we were connected on LinkedIn, and he went, okay.
Yeah.
And I went, cool. And then as soon as I said that, I was like, what was I hoping?
And we got maybe the worst picture of all time taken of us.
It's a picture, I guess we will we post it on the Instagram?
Yeah, I think we might have to just like completely black out Mare entirely because I don't think she wants to be associated with that image.
No, it's
in any way.
You know what? Like, it's nice to have proof that we met them. However,
it does kind of look like we're posing with like Madame Tussauds versions of them. Like they don't look like real human beings. No,
there's about 6 pictures that were taken, and in every picture, at least one of us is blinking or moving.
And Kyle and Wes are in the exact same position the entire time. Yeah.
So glad that happened. But it was great. It was a fun. Well, it was an experience. It wasn't fun. It wasn't just. We'll
remember it. Remember it.
Unfortunately, I literally had anxiety for the next 24 hours because of it. But it was an experience.
I've never felt like I feel like watching Summer House is kind of like my safe place.
Yeah.
I've never felt less safe watching an episode of Summer House. Yes,
exactly. It was a lot. It was a lot to experience together. So then let's fast forward to Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see Kyle, and he brought along 2-time boyfriend of the week, Carl Radke, at Pizza Wine Disco. Now, if you're from Toronto, you are probably familiar with Pizza Wine Disco.
For better or worse.
For better or worse. My number one thing that I do not like about Pizza Wine Disco is that there are approximately 3 stalls.
And tell me why the bathrooms at Pizza Wine Disco feel like you're in like a camper van.
No, literally, I had to.
They're like wood paneled, like.
The door on the stall I was in got stuck on the toilet. So the door isn't even big enough for the actual, or the stall isn't even big enough. And then also, it's not a large space. So and
God knows, Bravo girlies are
ruthless,
feral, fucking crazy bitches.
So there was a lot of pushing and shoving. There was at one point I was pushed up against a wooden beam, and a girl was like, "Excuse me." I literally looked at her and I went, "Where do you want me to go?" There was absolutely unless you want the beam was gonna go further up my ass.
Yeah.
There was
it was I feel like everyone were moths to a flame, but the flame was Carl's shining white veneers.
Yeah, and
everyone was I gotta get closer.
And then also you shared some information with me that apparently, so as we know, deaf on one side. I am.
Yeah.
I learned last night that someone was trying to fight me.
She wasn't trying to fight you, but she was basically she was up in Jules's. Let's imagine that this is the no ear side. She was going like this, being can you move? Can you move? Can you move? Jules, not completely unfucking aware. And I wanted so badly to fucking sewer this girl and be you ableist piece of shit. How dare you assume that everyone can hear on both sides?
I wish you would have, because I had no idea.
I wasn't going to start a bar fight before I got to meet Carl.
No, so maybe after.
I couldn't after.
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
Yeah. So then Carl and Kyle come out, and it's mayhem. It's trampled.
Literally, it was giving Astro.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, no, there was I was actually scared at one point that someone was gonna get trampled. It was scary.
No, I was having flashbacks to peak 2017. 1975 concerts. I thought people were going to be passing out.
It was scary. It was a kind of a scary experience. There were a few times where I was I'm about to have a panic attack. But we fought our way through somehow. A miracle.
Honestly, I just think that the tides of the universe and karma, good people get good things.
Yeah, opened up
kind of carried us to
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Yeah. So we made it through.
Maybe it's a magnetism, perhaps.
Yeah, we were being pulled towards Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-time boyfriend of the week, of course. So we make it up to Carl. We at this point too, I think we were also you know what, we met Kyle last night. We're not gonna fight this battle.
We were locked in.
It's
all about Carl. Yeah.
So we're fighting our way to Carl. We get up to Carl.
So yeah.
Phoebe gets to talk to him
Let
first.
me be the first to say, okay, we had a lot of time in this body crush. Me personally, I'm thinking when I see Carl, what do I say that'll get him to lock in? What do I say to make me special?
Yeah,
basically. How do I be the ultimate pick-me?
And what would you like? And what was it that you shared with Carl?
I walked up, so eventually Carl turns his gaze to me. I get blinded by those veneers.
Gorgeous veneers.
And I say, Carl, You inspired me to be sober. And he was like, that's amazing. How long? And I go, 6 months.
She had been drinking 5 minutes earlier.
I fucking reeked of vodka. I think I drank more than anyone there. No, like, and he was like, that is so amazing. Like, he grabbed my hand like this and kissed it. And he was like, keep going. It's not easy. And I was like, no, I know. It's so hard.
It was also, I couldn't hear anything Phoebe was saying. So I'm seeing them talking. I can only hear Carl's side of the conversation. And I hear him going, how long? I'm so proud of you. Keep going. You can do it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch saying to him?
The way that those words left my mouth, and I instantly felt more guilty. I've never felt so awful about anything in my entire fucking life.
So we pull away and I go, what the fuck did you say to him? And she goes, I told him I was 6 months sober. And I went, you're such a fucking liar, Camille. But you
no, I need to say, I really don't feel proud of saying that at all. Because sobriety is such a massive accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's major. And, like, I don't know. Okay? I don't know why I said it. I feel awful. But on the other hand, I'm also, like, I'm maybe never going to meet this guy again, at least until you guys start, like, dating.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if the worst thing that I did today was make him feel better about himself and probably encourage him to stay on his own sobriety journey, then, like, I don't think that that's that bad of a thing.
So
shout out sobriety warriors. I see you. I want to be you, obviously. Yeah. I'm proud of you.
But hey, well, tonight you're drinking water, not a beer.
I'm drinking water, and that night I didn't drink again because I couldn't.
I offered to buy her a drink, and she went, I'm sober. So, that was wonderful.
You told him that he was 2-time boyfriend of the week.
So they take their picture. Then he turns his gaze to me. I'm blinded by his veneers.
Picture like a spotlight, but it's just teeth.
But it's he was the brightest light in the room in more ways than one.
And the tallest by a wide margin.
And I'll say this too. Carl Radke, way hotter in person. Like, I cannot express how hot this man was in person, and tall. Like, and we knew that, but, like, just in person, it's, like, insane. Like, it's like you're kind of stunned. But I also texted Delaney. I said, Carl Radke's hotter in person, and she said, I don't believe you. Sorry. But yes, I'm blinded by the veneers. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, Jules. And he was like, thanks for coming out. And I was like, oh my God, Carl, we love you. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I said, we have a podcast and we have a boyfriend of the week. And you have been our boyfriend of the week for 2 weeks in a row. And
you are now one of my elite employees.
And he went, I'm not worthy. And we went,
you are!
And then we took a picture with him. And it's a cute picture, I will say. I like it. I think it's a cutie little picture. It's better than the Kyle and West one.
Totally.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about me where, like, every time I'm, like, with a celebrity taking a picture, my head kind of recedes into my neck.
Yeah.
And I become, like, very worm-like in my appearance.
Yes.
Like, it's very, like, the head to the neck is all kind of the same width.
The picture of you and Carl is cute as fuck.
No,
though.
it's not.
Yes, it is. It's so
it's
cute.
It's actually not.
They're touching faces.
Well, that's true. Well, he was really
leaning
proud.
in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was so proud of you. So,
I'm proud of myself,
sober.
too.
Yeah.
The last thing that I'll say about that night is then we stayed for Kyle's DJ set.
And we'll preface it by saying Kyle's learning how to be a DJ.
And he admitted that.
And it was very clear.
I'm going to say, don't quit your day job.
Yeah. Stick with Loverboy. I'm a big fan of Loverboy. I'm supporting Loverboy. I also support Amanda Batula Swimwear. I know that has nothing to do with him being a DJ, but I just need to
married.
say
It's
exactly.
The same.
There's 2 incomes.
Flows into the same river.
It's great to have a hobby. Sometimes you don't need to take your hobby on the road.
Totally, bro.
Yeah.
I think that we skipped the step of, like, having a DJ booth in your, like, dorm room or whatever, or your, like, weird, like, studio apartment.
Yeah.
And we kind of went right to world tour. Yeah. And I feel like let's maybe keep workshopping our
let's keep the DJ booth in the share house.
Yeah. And
now.
you know what? It was actually revealing as to why we're never hearing any of what's being played in the house.
Yes.
I was like, if I was living in that share house and I went to sleep at midnight and they all come home from the club at 4 a.m. and start blasting Closer by the Chainsmokers.
Which then leads into ABC by the Jackson 5.
I'm getting violent.
Yeah.
I'm getting violent.
Yeah. It's, I would love to know Paige DeSorbo's thoughts on it.
Oh my God. I mean,
I would pay
she would never say. She would never.
No, she would never. But
hurt Amanda like that.
No, but one day I would love to have a conversation with her and know what
well,
she's
we will.
thinking.
She's next.
Yeah, she is next. I know. So now we have Schwartz, Jax, James Kennedy, West, Kyle, Carl. 6.
And I don't think there are any really other Bravo boys that I'm like dying to meet. I guess I would love to meet Jesse Solomon, I suppose.
Jesse Solomon, yeah. I think Jesse Solomon.
But I think it's like all about the girlies now. Like I want to meet.
I know. I
Paige,
need a girly.
Sierra,
Paige and Hannah.
Would love to meet a housewife or two.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amanda.
Jen Shaw.
Sentence reduced again. Like, guys, if like we
I
have
think
an
we're
impact.
single-handedly advocating for prison reform.
Since our podcast started, her sentence has been reduced 3 times. Like, that's not a fucking coincidence.
It's literally, and it's like just like a perfect amount of time for us to get big enough to get her on the pod when she gets out.
I don't think we should have a guest on the podcast until
it's Jen Shaw. Yeah, I'll hold out for that. Yeah. It's like kind of like waiting to lose your virginity to someone really special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, and so I think we're waiting for Jen Shaw. And that's our impact.
That's that on fucking that, bro.
Yeah. So then yesterday, we didn't, unfortunately, know Bravo boys were involved yesterday.
No.
But we did go to a party with Mackenzie.
There was a local reality star involved.
There was a local reality star.
And that's as far as I'll say.
Yeah, that's as much as I'll say. But, yeah.
Yeah, we went out last night. We went to a event. Mm-hmm. Got 3 drink tickets at the event.
Which was so gorgeous.
I've never gotten more than 2.
Yeah,
really.
No. I won a Hawaiian shirt.
True. We got a caricature.
We got a caricature. Should we show it?
Yeah, please.
I'll get it.
When I say that this caricature artist was committing heinous war crimes, like, it is so fucked. It's so fucked. I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to sewer him as an artist because it's like, do your thing, right?
Yeah.
But what he did, him doing his thing, my self-esteem has been irreparably damaged. Like, I'm never gonna come back from this.
Well, so here's the thing. As fatties, Phoebes and I are fearful of cartoonists and
many
caricature
things.
artists.
Yeah,
yes.
photographs.
So,
candid videos.
Yeah. Photographs with
mirrors.
Bravo boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fears as fatties.
West Wilson.
Ozempic. Well,
I'm not afraid of Ozempic. Ozempic's afraid of me.
Ozempic-ism.
Let's go. Yeah.
Ozempic-ism.
I'm scared of the skinnies stealing the Ozempic.
Yes, skinny talk.
Fuck you guys.
So we decided to conquer our fears. This has been a long fear for us. This is not scared.
If anything,
straight.
this is like exposure therapy where it's like
it does the opposite.
You know
effect.
what? Like you have this fear, it might be irrational, so you're like, let's try it out, and then it actually goes exactly the way that you were afraid that it was gonna go.
Yeah.
And you like learn that you can live through it.
Yeah. And so again, this artist, he did his best, and also we were in like a parking garage, and it was dark, so it's not his fault. We're not blaming him. We just don't think he knew how to.
I don't know if he really
us.
captured our essence quite.
So here it is.
So here we have a portrait of Camille Grammer, Leslie Bibb, Kevin James, and Zach Galifianakis.
Also known as Mayor, Mackenzie, Phoebe, Jules.
So here's what I want to know. When did Jules become the fucking inbred monster from the Goonies? And when did I become Mrs. Potato Head?
We were looking at this and I went, at least I have a chin.
Because not all of us were so lucky.
Yeah. Mackenzie goes, is my mouth really that big? And I went, absolutely not.
And you were like, is my forehead?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not
like,
even using this.
He just wanted to fill up the whole page, so he was like, what could be better real estate than forehead? Yeah.
And he spent the most time on Mayor, and it shows.
And it fucking fucking show.
Because
No, me and Jules, it was like 10 seconds. He was like, next. He's like, get the fuck out of my chair, fatty.
Yeah. So
if you can even walk.
Yeah. You can even lift yourself up.
Roll your fucking motorbike away, bitch.
Take the fucking hot dog out of your mouth.
For once in your fucking life.
Oh my god.
Like the food's over there. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing for you here.
Thanks a lot for breaking my chair.
Yeah. So
so sorry. I'm so
no disrespect to this artist. Cover his face. It's
so the
not
crazy thing about this is no one knows who the artist is. He's never been seen or heard from. This picture just kind of spawned out of nowhere.
So, thank you for causing more deep-seated trauma.
If anything, thank you for accelerating my weight loss journey, bro. Thank you so much for inspiring me to starve myself for the next 6 months.
Thank you so much for bringing bullying back. It works.
Yeah.
And
bullying isn't always punching and hitting.
Sometimes it's a caricature artist.
Complex than
Sometimes
that.
it's a caricature artist in P4 of a parking garage. So, yeah,
Oh my
this is
I literally can't even look at it.
thumbnail. And with that, it's gonna be going away.
It's getting
Burned. So that's what happened last night.
Yeah, so that, and then I woke up hungover as shit, which is awesome.
I mean, that's what happens when you drink 3 rum-based drinks and then 2 Guinnesses.
Yeah, well, I also drank like 2 White Claws and a Bud Light before we left.
See, this is the mistake you and I keep making, is we keep going somewhere, getting a specific cocktail, with whatever the fuck we have around. Then we go and get a specific cocktail, like margaritas. Mm-hmm. And then we go, hey, let's go to a pub and get
You know what would hit
Guinness.
right now? A Guinness.
And we go and get 2 Guinnesses, at least. And then the next morning we wake up, and we go, and we go, why am I so fucking hungover? I don't know, maybe it's the fucking witch's brew you threw in your stomach last night. Like,
double, toil and trouble.
Yeah,
tummy hurts and booty bubble.
That's not the first time we've done it, and you know what?
It won't be the last, motherfucker.
Vibes. So,
if there's one thing I won't do is learn my lesson.
No, absolutely not. It was when I was chugging the second Guinness, and I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I went, huh.
Hey, do you guys want to like go home?
I was like, maybe something's not right here.
Yeah.
And I will do it again.
I got home and I ate an entire bag of beef jerky.
Ooh.
Also.
Ooh.
Yeah. Teriyaki flavor. Jack Link's.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah,
that's
was good
a choice.
For me. Moving forward, I would love to know who your boyfriend of the week is.
Well, White Lotus finale tomorrow.
Oh my god.
And so.
Wait. I'm like, who?
Who do you think it's gonna be based on? Think about like.
I haven't watched last week's episode.
That's okay. It's not based on last week's episode. Although I will say it lit something in me last week's episode. But
I think the only option, and if it's not this one, there will be follow-up questions, is Walton Goggins.
Yeah, that is. Listen, I don't know what it is about that receding hairline. With the
the comb over, sweaty always.
No, there's something about him, like he's hot. Sorry.
He like really looks like he smells like cigarettes.
No, and why is that kind of hot to me?
Well, everything about him is kind of talk about veneers, bro.
Yeah,
talk about veneers.
That's what Carl Radke would. He looks like Carl Radke. Yes, he does. He looks like Carl Radke.
Who is this?
Walton Goggins, Rick from White Lotus.
Do you know that Walton Goggins has a goggle company?
I do, called Goggins Goggles.
I think it's Goggins Goggles Glasses.
Yeah.
Goggins Goggles Glasses.
This is your boyfriend.
Yep.
Hell yeah. He
Yeah, it
does
is.
not look like Carl Radke, Jules.
Yeah, I think he does. They have elements. Anyways.
What, like being gaunt?
Yeah, and older. Yeah, no, I don't know, something about him, like his aura.
No, totally, it is.
And if you haven't watched last week's episode, there's something Like, there's a moment that I was like, hey.
You were like, wait, fly me to Bangkok.
I was
and
like,
shoot me.
yeah, Bangkok me. So.
Bang this cock, Walton.
So yeah, it's sorry, it's like I'm not going to apologize for it. People might not like it, but
No, totally.
And did you have follow-up questions for me?
About that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I was saying if it wasn't him, I would have follow-up questions because I would have.
Yeah.
I would have concerns if it was anyone else, probably.
I agree.
You know what though? The dad of the Southern family is a little sexy
I was gonna
too.
say he is a little, but
and we saw his wiener.
We did see his wiener. So yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about that. It's just, Walton Goggins got me. Can't wait to see if he dies this week.
You got Goggins.
I got Goggins. And hope he doesn't die.
Do you think he's gonna die?
Okay, so I saw a theory. Do you want me to say this theory?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but is it kind of? Oh, it's kind of a spoiler for last week.
How big? Like, is it gonna ruin my viewing experience?
Wait, have you guys seen?
I haven't watched this season yet.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say it then.
Mm-hmm.
But because I can't remember if there was a real reveal. I think at the end of last week's episode that is kind of
relates to that. Okay,
so
yeah. We'll
but
skip
just
that.
Keep in mind snakes. That's all I'll say.
Interesting.
I hate snakes.
I know you do. How did you feel about that scene where he's letting them free?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I looked away. Yeah. Oh, I moved the table.
Hey, I support that boyfriend.
Thank you. I know it's it's a controversial one.
There's
but
something about an older man too.
And I've realized that a lot of my boyfriends of the week have been older men.
Yeah.
Except for Austin Matthews, who's exactly my age.
That's crazy.
I know. I thought he was.
He has the hairline of an older man.
Exactly, and maybe that's why I liked him.
He honestly has a Goggins-esque hairline.
He's giving Goggins.
He is giving Goggins, honestly.
I love a man who gives Goggins.
Hockey Goggins.
Go hockey Goggins. And we have reality TV Goggins, Carl Radke, and we have comedy Goggins, Adam Sandler.
You're just listing off old men.
I'm just go for Goggins. That's all I can say. Who's your boyfriend of the week?
Go Goggins. Well, so this is gonna be an almost equally deep cut to my Spencer from the Shane Dawson podcast boyfriend.
Oh God.
Not quite as deep of a cut though.
Okay.
Yesterday, Mare and I watched almost an entire season of Love on the Spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally so much. So Connor is one of the cast members.
Yes.
He's one of the favorites. I mean, he's like
He's
full
so
of
funny.
Literally, me and Mare were watching and we were like, I gotta hang out with this guy. Like, he would fit into the friend group perfectly.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
The shit he says is like,
so good.
I've never, he was on a date. Sorry, this is also such a tangent. He's not my boyfriend of the week. He was on a date with this girl and she was like, have you ever ridden horses before? And he goes, ponies when I was a boy. I was like, exactly.
So good.
Exactly. But he has like a very lovely family and his brother, bro.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah.
Full tatted leg.
Yeah.
Mama.
No, that made
and they always have him sitting at the kitchen island with the leg to the camera.
No, I know.
And now listen, his leg tat is like a full fucking cross. But we can work on that.
Yeah.
I can change him.
It could turn into
his name, I wrote it
Jack.
down. I followed him on
It's
Instagram.
Jack. It's Jack. I know it's Jack.
No, he has two brothers though. And
I
they're
know.
both hot.
The one that's featured more is Jack.
Jack. Sometimes you have to let people come around to their own conclusions, okay?
Okay.
I was on my own journey.
Clearly.
Well, anyways, Jack. Bow chicka wow wow.
No, he is hot. He's like great. And something about the fact that Connor's his brother makes me feel safer about him.
No, totally. They're like
And their
family
mom.
dynamic. Like, I would love to be in that family.
Yeah, I agree.
Get me in.
Get me in. But yes, I started watching Love on the Spectrum today. And
It's so good.
Cute.
I was like pushing against Love on the Spectrum for a long time because I was like, it feels kind of icky to like infantilize and make a spectacle of people on the autism
Yeah.
spectrum. But then watching it, I'm like, they really like don't do that. And it's just like a literally beautiful portrayal of love, because it's like a love free from the like the weird like conformities and conventions and like
societal pressure.
Yeah, and like it's like people don't like lock themselves up in the cage of their mind so much. Like they're like really openly saying like, I really like you.
No,
like,
and that's how
I think you're beautiful.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should fucking
That's how
be.
it should be. Take notes, man.
Yeah.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda said it best. Love is love is love is love is love is love. In his Tony's 2016 speech.
Nice.
Anyone else remember that? Thank you.
Jack. We love you.
We love you. Welcome
you.
to the Boyfriend of the Week Club with Walton
Goggins. Nice. Well, what have you been watching then?
So, for months, Jasmine Little has been pushing me to watch Hacks.
I love that Jasmine is kind of like a mystery character on the show.
She really is.
We always name her first name, last name.
Yeah.
But
what do you know about her, really? Nothing.
Nothing.
And that's how it's going to stay.
Until
she is in our live studio audience.
Yeah.
Which will happen.
Anyways,
she's been telling me to watch Hacks for months because she's like, it's so Jules coded, like you're gonna love it. And it's not that I haven't wanted to watch it, I just like haven't had the time. I finally started.
Busy woman.
I'm a busy woman. And I don't know the rest. I finally started it this week and she was right.
Yeah.
So
she frequently is.
Unfortunately, yes. Just kidding.
Hate to give her the fucking satisfaction.
But it's also funny because I started it on Thursday. On Friday, she texted, and I meant to text her to tell her I had started it. On Friday, she texted me and she was like, there's a new season coming out April 10th, like, start watching. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I literally started it yesterday.
Whoa.
It was so crazy. So, yeah, and I'm loving it. It's hilarious. I'm like only about 5 or 6 episodes in. But she was right. It's very Jules coded. Like I was laughing out loud. There was a few scenes that I related to, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to continue watching and see the new season with Jake Shane, fellow podcaster.
Hell yeah.
So
that's beautiful. I gotta watch it too. People keep telling me to watch it.
Yeah, no, you would like it too.
As you know, a woman in comedy. It's
exactly. But I need the public to help me because Hannah Einbinder's character reminds me of another TV show character, and I can't put my finger on it. Just like in the way she like speaks and like her body movements. So if anyone knows what I'm talking about, let me know because it's driving me fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. If anyone knows,
hit the comments. Smash the comment section.
Yeah, one of our 42
subscribers. We got over the hump, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Phoebe, what are you watching?
Oh my god. Okay, so last week you had a TikTok based what I'm watching, and I do too. And I never knew that this was something that I needed or wanted to see. In fact, this is something that I've been known to be very, some would say irrationally afraid of because it doesn't really happen all too often in my place of residence. Mm-hmm. But last night when we got home, picture this, okay? It's like 1:30 in the morning. Full belly full of beef jerky and rum-based beverages and Guinness.
2 Guinness.
I open up my TikTok. I'm like, what's happening? Thinking I'm going to see like an OOTD or like a what I eat in a day.
Or a Walton Goggins edit.
Or a Walton Goggins slutty edit. What I see is a video of a tornado. And I was wrapped. And I proceeded.
Just like the tornado.
Totally. I literally, some may say I got swept up. I literally watched videos of tornadoes for an hour.
Want to know something
until
crazy?
2:30 in the morning.
I did the same thing.
Last night? What the fuck?
Was it the video?
It was the train conductor. Yes. Yes. It was fucking crazy. I've never seen, I mean, obviously I've seen Twisters.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma.
They all play that in the background. Did you know all those videos? They all play.
I keep chasing that same old devil down the same old dead-end highway.
So, I mean, truly, ain't no love in Oklahoma. I don't plan on ever going.
No, thank you.
Because it's crazy. Like, these people are like, Yeah, like, woke up this morning and I just knew there's going to be a tornado. I feel it in the air.
The tornado, like, warning signal, like
the siren
scares the shit out of me.
Totally.
No, that's fucking scary.
When I was a kid, because there was an episode of Naturally Sadie. Did you ever watch Naturally Sadie?
Absolutely. I grew up
There
in Canada.
was an episode of Naturally Sadie because it took place in Whitby and there was a tornado and literally I was like so fucking afraid that there was going to be a tornado. And my dad didn't do much to help it because he would always for some reason he would always talk about like tornado preparedness. I guess because he used to live in Calgary. Like he would be like, if there's ever a tornado, we got to go to the basement. We're going to go in the tool shed or whatever the fuck. And I really thought it was like a real risk, and it is, especially with climate change. Yeah. But not so much in Toronto.
I know. I had the exact same fear. And when I remember like growing up, I lived in Montreal, and I remember like I was probably 5 or 6 and my parents were out on a date and there was a babysitter and I was having a panic attack because I thought that a tornado was going to come and rip through and like kill everyone and like separate me and my parents.
Totally.
And so,
then you learned that you have OCD.
Yeah, that should have been, there were signs.
Yeah.
And that should have been one of the first ones. So
I was a fucking nightmare to be babysat because I was convinced my parents were going to get in a car crash on the way home.
Me too. There were signs.
there were
fucking signs. Yeah, so I made the babysitter like call my parents so I could talk to them, and I remember they were like, "It's not tornado season. You're fine. There's no tornadoes in Montreal." Come to find out, there are tornadoes in Montreal. It's not impossible. So I was lied to.
Nothing's impossible.
But it wasn't tornadoes. I mean, it was not tornado season. But so I'm with you. But look at us overcoming our fear and watching
you know what?
videos
We have
before
there
bed.
Been tornadoes at camp before.
God, yeah.
Mackenzie was there for one. I narrowly escaped that one. Literally, I got picked up from camp that day. And like 20 minutes later, Mackenzie calls me and is like, a tornado just like ripped up fucking camp. I was like, what?
Was that 2019?
It was in 2020.
Oh my God. Okay, because there was one in 2019 and I was on overnight. Yep.
We were in the car using the parking lot with Kristen.
Oh, yeah, we were stuck. Totally.
So, amazing.
So, really, exposure therapy also.
Okay, so at least one exposure therapy worked this week.
And it's good to know that, you know, my dad's car can outrun a tornado.
Good to know. I keep chasing that same old devil down the dead highway. Well, speaking of that, what are you listening to this week?
Girl, when I tell you that my life this week didn't feel like my own, like, do you ever have weeks where it's, like, so busy that you're kind of, like, obviously I was experiencing everything and I was happy. Like, everything that I was doing, I was choosing to do. And I was happy to be doing it. But I felt like I was, like, so, like, always on the move from point A to point B, plus, like, working all day long, that quite literally, I don't recall a moment where I listened to music all week. And so I don't have anything to say.
Here, I'll give you a song.
Okay.
Closer by the Chainsmokers.
So true. I mean,
that's your song.
Totally rediscovered that one.
Thank you, Kyle Cook.
Yeah, totally.
He said, I'm feeling like playing oldies tonight, and he played Closer by the Chainsmokers.
He also said, how about them tariffs? And it was crickets.
Dead silent in Pizza Wine Disco.
Crickets.
Yeah. So
I was like,
stick to summer should be fun.
Not to be like so liberal snowflake, but I was like, let's just not.
Yeah, let's just like leave politics.
Do you want like a group of drunk Canadians like turning on you? Probably not.
Maybe.
You ever seen Shoresy, bro?
Fuck you, Shoresy. I've seen Shoresy. As we know. Sorry, that was really aggressive, but I don't want that to be.
Like, we heard you.
I don't think I want people to know me as that personality. So, that wasn't me.
What are you listening to?
Well, so I'm going to bring it. This is not a repeat because this has never been my song of the week. However, this has been mentioned previously on the podcast with my boyfriend of the week. I've been listening to Adam Sandler's SNL 50 song a lot. Okay.
Totally.
Announcement. I can now listen to it and not cry.
Okay. You've desensitized yourself.
I've desensitized. I've made progress. A lump in my throat does form when he says 8 years of Hartman the Glue. That does get me a little bit. And then once again, I get a little misty when I hear 6 years of our boy Farley, 5 of our buddy Norm.
Yeah,
and then also 45 years of Lorne. It does get me. but I can safely listen to it and not cry.
He's a wizard in that way.
He
really.
is,
He
yes.
pulls at the heartstrings.
Yeah. So there was one day this week I was writing for my work, for job. And
I write for job.
I write for job, and I opened TikTok on my phone, and I put my phone face down, and it just played on a loop for about 25 minutes. So, yeah.
Almost like white noise.
Yes, it is like white noise.
It is white noise.
And yeah, I'm just loving it. It's funny. It hits the heartstrings, and it feeds my SNL passion,
interest,
expertise.
Special interest.
That's a special interest. Oh, yeah. So it's like the dots are connecting.
There were signs.
There were signs.
Wait, no. I was also gonna say about Love on the Spectrum. There was a date where I think it was a date of Connor's, but I can't remember. But they were talking about the movie The Fly.
Oh yes, it was Connor. I watched it today.
Quite literally, it was a complete cinematic parallel to the conversation that we had about The Fly.
I know. I watched it this morning, and I was
he down to the throwing up digestive enzymes and slurping them back. I was like, whoa.
Basically Jeff Goldblum.
I was like, no, totally. Yeah. Horror movies are my special interest.
No, there you go.
100%.
It was also a little diabolical to watch Love on the Spectrum and watch Connor flirt and be like,
this is how I flirt.
This is how I flirt a little bit.
Well, maybe flirting is...
my special.
We all flirt the same.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of comments on clips being like, I've just realized I flirt the same as Connor. Yeah. So, yeah, no, and I love that. So, yeah, my song of the week is going to go ahead and be Adam Sandler's SNL 50 song.
That is gorgeous.
I don't have a fun fact. Do you?
I have a fun fact.
Whoa, thank
It's
God.
actually a not so fun fact. It kind of sent...
Fun fact, actually really, really sad.
It kind of, chilled me to the core when I saw it.
Can't wait.
So this is coming from Puberty.
Oh, a credible, reliable news source.
Yeah. So we're going to take it with as much salt as we
would
like to. Yeah. I think maybe we would like to take it with a lot of salt.
Yes. A lot of salt.
A survey says, oh my God. A new survey from Pew Research, which is... very credible. Thank you, Reed.
Thank you, Reed.
The resident academic.
Yeah.
Credible. The ideal age to get married and have kids is 26 or 27.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go ahead and be turning 26 in about 3 weeks.
And I am already 27. So...
You're a seasoned 27.
Okay, I'm 3 months 27.
I'm saying you're used to it, though. You're sunk in. You're locked in.
Yeah, I can't go back, unfortunately, and neither can you. Okay, so awesome.
I would love to know more. I would love to know why we've said this. Maybe... It was a survey of Americans, so probably just wrong.
Okay, so that doesn't count then. Okay.
I would love to be married by 27 with kids.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable timeline. I've no met on my roster. None that I'm talking to. Haven't had a match on Hinge in weeks. But it happens when you least expect it, or so I'm told.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I've always been like, I don't know why I've always had this thought in my head that I was going to meet my husband at 27.
You
so
absolutely could.
I have a few months.
You have more than a few months.
Yeah.
You have 9 months.
I could also have a baby in that time if I wanted. I don't.
Start now.
I don't.
We got a boy here.
Hey, Rude. I just, you know what?
I think everyone on their own timeline. My parents didn't meet until they were almost 30, I think.
My mom had me at 31, famously. It's on my wrist. So I have time.
Yeah.
I think my mom was 27 when
Well,
she
and you
got
already
married.
have met your husband. You met Carl Radke this week.
Yes, I did meet Carl Radke. Yes, I did meet Carl. I met my husband this week, Carl Radke.
Carl Radke, your husband.
Cool.
Awesome. Well,
that's it.
That's that. That's the show.
What a little Delulu fucking episode that was.
Truly. And not a drop of alcohol in
No,
sight.
that's the thing. Dead sober. And congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carl Radke.
We're almost 24 hours sober.
Yeah.
So
good,
that's good.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment on YouTube and Spotify, and follow us on Instagram.
Do it all. Comment if you think that Walton Goggins looks like Carl Radke.
Yeah. And comment if what Connor from Love on the Spectrum's other brother's name is.
Yeah, would love to know.
And also
he's also kind of fine.
Yeah, he is. And what you think of our caricature.
If you say that it looks like us, though, like, go ahead and unsubscribe.
And
also block me.
we're gonna block you.
And consider yourself literally dead to me.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.